All right, good afternoon, everybody. I think we'll go ahead and get started. It's a few minutes past 2. Thank you for joining in, and hopefully we have some valuable information to share with you this afternoon. So there's several of us on this meeting this afternoon from the Student Support Services team. So on your screen, you should see there kind of how it's going to be broken down. So myself, Lori Beth Dwyer, I'm one of the counselors here at Holland College, and we'll kind of talk about that department here in a little bit. But we all kind of fit under the student wellness umbrella of the student services and support team. So today we're going to talk a little bit about academic support, counseling services, and our health clinic here at the college. You're not able to turn on your microphones or your cameras, but if at any point you have a question, we do after each section, so after the health clinic, after counseling, and after academic support, we are going to allow time for some questions and answers. So you can put questions into the question field, and we'll try to answer those questions as best that we can. As you go through, we are people kind of following those questions. So if something comes up, feel free to write something in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with some information about our health clinic. So I'm going to let them take over from here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tammy Smith. I'm the nurse practitioner here at Holland College and in the health clinic. And I'm going to go over what our services are and what we do here at the health clinic. And Lori Beth's going to change my slides from each time. So in the Holland College Health Clinic, there's 3 staff. There's myself as a nurse practitioner. We have an LPN who is Danae Warcop, and she started about a year ago here at the health clinic. And then Joanna Arsenault is the administrative assistant, and she started about a year ago as well. And we work here at the Holland College Center in Charlottetown is where our base is, but we can work with any student of Holland College. So across PEI at the different campuses, we have availability for appointments, either here at the Charlottetown Clinic or virtually or on the phone. We can talk with people. We can see anybody who's accepted to a program. So as soon as you're accepted, we can start seeing you here at the Holland College Health Clinic, and we see you up until August 31st of the year you graduate or when you're done with your program. And we do see staff here at Holland College as well. And then we are located in the Charlottetown Center building here on the Charlottetown campus. So at 140 Weymouth Street, and we're in the basement down by shipping and receiving and between the Frank McKinnon Lecture Theater. I always tell people, when you feel lost, that's when you find us, because you'll walk around a corner and you'll see the gray walls, and there we are. But we are moving. We're developing a new health center across the street, actually, in a building, and that'll be ready next spring. Hopefully, we'll be moving in there. And then services we offered. We offer a lot of different services, pretty much anything that you would go to your family doctor for. That's what we do here at the health clinic. We're primary care. If any emergencies or things that need to be taken care of right away that day, you need to either go to a walk-in clinic or the emergency room. But we do see people for a lot of things, and they're listed here, and I'm going to review each one of these individually. So for primary care services, we see people for health promotion. So that could be quitting smoking or eating healthier, things like that. Illness and injury prevention, diagnosis and treatment of health conditions. So it could be you have a sore arm or a sore leg or a sore throat, diabetes, pretty much any health condition that we can take care of. General health inquiries, prescriptions, if you're already on prescriptions, and we can refill your prescriptions, or if you have a new illness, we can prescribe for that. Danae is able to draw blood here, so anybody that needs blood work done, we can draw here as well, and I can order that. Mental health care, which I'm going to go over again, referrals for any conditions. We do prenatal and postnatal and newborn care here at the clinic as well. And we do a lot of immunizations, which I'm going to go into. And the next one is mental health. So We see many mental health conditions, anxiety, depression, ADHD, anything we can, I can diagnose most any mental health condition and treat accordingly. And then we have a team here with the counselors where we all work together to support students in that journey as well. Sexual health services. We can see people for any sexual health concern, or maybe prescriptions needed to treat viruses or bacteria, birth control, pregnancy test, pregnancy consults, STI screening. We have an STI screening where you can just drop in. You don't need an appointment. So if you just want to get checked for a sexually transmitted infection, you just drop it in, fill out a form. Uh, you do your own swab or urine sample, and then we send them off, and then we call you if anything comes back positive. We do a lot of sexual health education here. PrEP for HIV. We can prescribe PrEP for HIV. We do PAP tests here um, to support your sexual health. The next one is LGBTQ SIA services. We do a lot of gender affirming care. I can prescribe hormones for people. Um, I send people for different surgeries, surgical consults, um, complete the assessments that are necessary for all that. Immunizations for medical forms or programs. We do a lot of immunizations here because some of our programs require immunizations. All the healthcare programs, you have to have your immunizations up to date. So we can help with that. The police academy as well, and the wildlife program are three that need immunizations. We can do medical forms for different things like driver's medical, for paramedicine, the medical forms for the health programs as well, or for the Atlantic Police Academy. We can do all of that as well. And we can do a lot more things. Just kind of ask and we can help you with that. To book an appointment, you can contact us in person. You can come in person to the clinic and book an appointment. You can call us on the phone or you can email us. And when you go to the Holland College website, to the student services page, there's links to our email, and our phone numbers and things are located there as well. We do require that you fill out the forms. There's a medical form that you need to fill out before we can book you an appointment. So when you contact us, we'll send you the forms, we get those back, and then we book you an appointment. Um, if you're a returning patient, if the forms are already completed, we can just book you in. It's just the first time you come that we need to have the forms completed. And here's our contact info here, our phone and our email, or you can drop in, like I said. Like I said, we do need the medical history completed before we can book you an appointment. If you have a PEI health card, bring that with you, or if you have a health card from a different province in Canada, bring that with you. And we need a picture and we need the number of the health card. If you don't have a health card for PEI, and you're an international student, apply for a health card immediately to get that process going because it does take a few months to get the health card. And when you do have a health card, then you're covered for services. If there was an emergency and you went to the emergency room with a broken leg, those services are all covered with that health card. If you need to cancel your appointment, please let us know as soon as possible because we'll use that appointment for somebody else. We do have a wait list a lot of times, people waiting for appointments when we're full. So let us know if you can ahead of time to cancel the appointment. A day before would be good. And if you're an international student, bring your insurance information as well. And if you are coming for immunizations for programs or for medicals, bring that paperwork with you as well. You would have all that, you would have received all that information in your email. And here's our contact info again and our hours. We're open Monday to Friday. And any questions in the chat? You guys see any questions? I haven't got my chat open yet.
Yes, I see a question. It says, "Hello, the health card is the same health card from PEI, question mark, or is it a different document?"
The PEI health card. It's exactly what we need. Yes, that's right. The QR
Our
code didn't work for me. What does
Yes,
that?
I'm sorry about that. So it's HC _ student support, and I'll type it in the chat. Another question, Tammy, it says, how do I get a health insurance as an international student?
When you're a student here, you it's in your and it's in your charges as a student for the insurance for the college. If you came to PEI as an international student, you would have international insurance. You have to opt out of the Holland College insurance to get that money back. It doesn't really answer your question, but when you sign up and you're registered for health insurance through the college.
I'll pipe in here a little bit too, Tammy. So if you have
Yeah.
health insurance through the college, so if you're an international student coming in and you're using the college insurance, that's through our student union. So they'll probably do presentations when you first arrive about how to get your card, but you just log on through the student union and you just get print off a little card that you need to show your insurance. So if you have any questions about that, you can contact the student union.
I see another question here. It says, can we do the forms before needing an appointment so we don't have to worry about it later?
Sure can. Yeah. Just email us and we can email you the forms to fill out. Proactive. I like it.
Anything else there, Kate, or are that all the questions for the health clinic?
There's one more, I believe. Um, the question is, I think you said that there is an ADHD diagnosis. How long does that take? I've been having trouble finding my paperwork.
um, it takes a few visits to get an ADHD diagnosis. If you have paperwork from home, definitely bring it with you because that's helpful. Um, but depending on the person and their ADHD, it usually takes a few appointments.
And we got another question. Can dependents use the facilities too?
Not at this time. No, right now it's just students and some staff.
Just waiting. Oh, another question. Can I change programs the moment I get to the school? So that would
So
be
that,
more,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
recruitment.
Yeah, so that would be if you get here and you're feeling the need, you want to switch programs, you're going to want to reach out to your first year advisor, so your recruitment and first year advisor, and they'll be able to help that with you. So that'd be more of a recruitment question.
I can send the link to in the chat.
And I can watch the chat too for more questions as they come up, guys.
Well, we'll move on. We'll move on to the counseling portion, and there'll be time at the end for questions for any section. So if you think of anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. I say that, but I can't get it to move. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So like I said, my name is Lori Beth Dwyer. I'm one of the counselors here at the college. We do have several counselors, so well, most of them are here. So I'll get them to introduce themselves as well. Go ahead, Kate.
Setting up the link. Hi, my name's Kate Robertson. I'm a graduate, so I was a student way back when in the day, but I work at the main Prince of Wales campus in Charlottetown. I usually cover all the health study students, but I cover mostly any student here. Me and Laurie Beth work together closely on that. We are getting another counseling student, which I'm really, really excited about. Lynn, who's hopping on board. And yeah, I think that's about it.
And I should have mentioned
Hi,
too in there. So
everyone.
I also cover the main campus here in Charlottetown as well. So Kate and I are the counselors at the main Charlottetown campus. Go ahead, Jill.
Okay, hi, everyone. I'm Jill Sabian, and I have been here as a counselor since 2016, and before that with the province with community mental health and addictions. I'm at the Tourism and Culinary Center primarily, and this year I'll be starting to provide counseling to the students at our Georgetown campus. So Lori Beth will be talking about how to get in touch with us and how to book, and I just invite everyone who would like to speak with a counselor and you're at one of my campuses to reach out. Thanks.
Thanks, Jill. And we also have a counselor at the Summerside Waterfront Campus, West Prince Campus, and the Atlantic Police Academy. She's not on the call with us today, but her name is Olivia Dolphin. And so all of these counselors are there every day. Now, Olivia's will kind of switch depending on where she's at, but there should be no issue trying to find a counselor on a specific day. So I just want to go on quickly about how to book an appointment, and this is kind of similar to the things that Tammy was mentioning. You can contact the counselors directly by email, and I'm going to show you where to find that here on the website in a minute. If you're at the Charlottetown campus, you can, we have a Student Success Center, and there's somebody at the front desk there. You can go to them there and ask for an appointment with a counselor, and they will book you into our calendars right from there. They can do that for myself and Kate and for Jill as well. So if you are up here and you want an appointment down at the Travel and Culinary Center, Jill will be there. She can book into Jill's calendar as well. And the main way is through online booking. So I'm not a very IT person. I'm going to try to get out here and show you what that looks like. So maybe Jill, I can see you on my screen. Can you not? Can you see the website? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this is the main webpage of the Holland College website, which I'm sure you've all been to. So at the very bottom of the page, you'll see counseling at the very bottom. So you would just click on there. You can look down. It does have all of our information here and a direct link to our emails, so that if you want to book with us, you can go ahead and send us an email if you like. And it does have some other resources on here as well. But if you're looking to book an appointment yourself directly, you just click on book an appointment and just give it a minute because it does take a little while to load. Perfect. So this is the screen that you'll receive. So depending on what campus you're at, you'll choose your campus up here. So for example, if you were at the main campus, you would click Prince of Wales campus. Then you would say, you'd have to click on the counseling. A lot of people miss that one, so make sure you click on there. And then it'll show the two counselors at these campuses. So you can click myself or Kate. I'll just use mine as an example. It does show in here what programs we tend to see. So we are split up program based just to make the booking service and referrals from instructors a little bit easier. So you can kind of go through and see who covers which programs and base it on that. If you tend to pick the wrong one, we can switch things up too. And it doesn't mean that if you are in the nursing program that I can't see you. This is just kind of how we split things up a little bit. So you can kind of look through that once you click on a name. So what you would do is then whatever the next available appointment would come up. So I'm going on vacation, which is why it's a little bit later now. But so you would click on it and the times that are available should pop up. You would just click on the time that works for you, and then it would just ask for your first name, a few basic questions, and then you would go directly into our calendar. So there's no need to come in, and you have your appointment there. When you do that, it gives you the opportunity to put in your cell phone number. If you do that, you will get a text reminder about your appointment. So hopefully that you don't forget. And so that's how the online booking system works. So I'm just going to go back to this. So just a little bit of what to expect. Once you've booked a session with us, no matter how you booked it, you will be sent some information to fill out prior to you coming in. So one of the forms will just be basic information, first name, last name, address, telephone number, those sorts of things. And then there's another one you'll fill out that'll kind of give us a little bit of a sense of, where some of the areas that you're struggling in or what you might be coming in to discuss. And we'll review a little bit of that when you come in as well, but it's nice to get some of it done beforehand. Sessions can vary in length. They are no longer than 50 minutes, but they can also be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on what it is that you're coming in to discuss, or whether it's just a quick check-in or what it might be. And the format of the sessions will really depend on what your presenting concern is. We are trained in several different therapeutic interventions, so it will really depend on, what it is that you're wanting to work on when you come in. And like I said there, you do have the option to receive text message reminders for your scheduled sessions. There's quite a high demand for counseling with the students, so we do ask, like Tammy mentioned before, if you do need to cancel, that you cancel in advance, so that if there's anybody on a wait list, we're able to pop them into that time. So that's kind of the main things to expect. We do offer, it is private, free, confidential counseling, so there's no fees attached to it. It is confidential, so if an instructor or anyone were to come in, we aren't able to provide them with any information. Although you do have the option as a student, if you would like us to be able to talk to your instructors or to anybody else, a coach, whatever it might be, we would just get you to fill another form to give us consent to do that. So that's something that we can discuss when you come in as well. And the last thing that I just want to chat about, we do have a student wellness service here. So this is part of the fees that you pay within the student union. And so with this, you do have access to 24/7 counseling services, which is fantastic because this could be 2 o'clock in the morning, anytime where you feel that you would like to talk to somebody. With this service, there's a phone number there, and you will all receive this when you arrive, and I'm sure you'll get a million emails about it, and it'll be posted everywhere. But you can call that number at any time. There is also an app that you can download for this service as well that you can use to get in contact with them. So you can call and have a session with them over the phone. If you prefer to do counseling services outside of the college, that's totally fine. They will help you find a private counseling therapist within sort of your local area that you can see as well. So you do have that option with them also. And they do virtual sessions as well. So if you can do over the phone, you can do it virtually, or you can do it face to face. They cover lots of things within their service. So it's not just counseling. They do some life skills coaching and things there as well. And a few of the things that they do that we don't, they do offer financial counseling, which is a service that we don't offer here as counselors. And they do offer legal advice, which is another one that we aren't able to offer. So that's a kind of an extra added on that they are able to provide you through that service. So this is just kind of outside of the counseling services that we offer here on campus, but a great resource for you to have. Another thing I'll point out as well is this is a service that you can continue using after you graduate. So if you use it, you'll be able to continue after you graduate. And also it's a great service to have if, say, you're with somebody else and you feel that they need someone to talk to, you can call and hand the phone over to somebody else as well, which is really beneficial. So I think that's the end. Oh, sorry, Kate, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to note that people are connecting with each other. They're finding out, I think, two are from, where was it? Ghana, which is great.
Oh,
So they're already
awesome.
chatting and exchanging information, which is excellent. That's what we want.
Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, just any questions that anybody has about counseling services here at the college? While we're waiting for any questions come in, I'll also point out we do tend to do classroom visits at the beginning of the semester. So you probably will see one of us in your classroom kind of reviewing a lot of the things that we just spoke about, but it's a chance for you to connect with us face to face as well. So you will likely see us within the first few days or weeks of school.
So there's a question about ongoing therapy during maybe Christmas breaks or when therapists are not available. So that's when the 24/7 number comes in, the student wellness. So you can meet someone in person or virtually too as well. So that covers us during the breaks. That's a great question.
Yeah, and we are here throughout the summer as well. So if you're an incoming student and you wanted to touch base before school starts, you can reach out. We are here throughout the summer, but during the break, like the Christmas break and things, we would not be.
So there's a question about payments. I would refer you to Lori Beth. What would
That would be like probably to
Finance.
Peggy
Oh, to
McGinnis.
Peggy.
Would you put her email there? That would probably be good. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a question about on-campus accommodation. So I would suspect a first-year advisor could help folks find that information.
Yeah, and that should be, I think Kate posted that already.
And there's a question about wanting support, developing long-term goals and planning. That's certainly what we can do in therapy or with academic support as well.
Anything else there, Kate, or should I move on
I
to
think we can
academic
move
support?
on. Yeah, Tammy's doing an excellent job answering the health questions. So yeah, we can
Okay.
continue.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to move on to academic support.
Hi, I'm Victoria Roberts, and I am speaking on behalf of our academic support department. So I'm one of the student support workers in the department, and I'll show a breakdown, but there's a student support worker, at least one at every campus. So what we do, our department in general, we help develop students to be independent learners and encourage them to reach their academic potential. So we work with students with any kind of learning challenges. So it could be a diagnosed disability, or it could just be even out of school for a little while. Any kind of academic challenge is what we would assist students with. Any accommodations that you might have had in high school or other educational settings, we provide accommodations, and not necessarily all the accommodations that you might have had in high school. We provide accommodations and not modifications, and there is a difference there. And also accommodations can be dependent on the program. Certain programs would allow different supports. So some of this is our staff. So Velda Crane is the coordinator of student support. In this first slideshow, I just have all the staff for the Charlottetown campus. And then the next one is just our staff at other campuses. So when you're on our caseload, you would be assigned a student support worker, and that's your go-to person. So in our services offered, I have listed one-on-one support. So that's what that means, is that each student who's on our disclosed list for student services is set up with their own student support worker, and they can see that person as much or as little as they want. It is a voluntary service, so you could see them weekly or bi-weekly, or just whenever you need them. And you can basically go to them with any of your academic challenges, and they'll assist you in trying to figure out the best way to give you help. We also do accommodations for physical needs, and I kind of break these down on the next page. Individualized programs for academic planning, testing accommodations, assistance with funding applications as it pertains to disabilities, and then access and education of assistive technologies. So when I talked about that one-on-one support, that can look like time management and organizational skills. It can look like study skills if you're kind of not sure how you learn and not sure how to study and to start breaking down information. It can look like that. For testing accommodations, we can offer extended test times, private rooms, readers or scribes. Assistance with funding applications, that's specific to our students on the island who are applying for student loans. There's something called the Canada Study Grant, and it's a grant for students with any kind of permanent disabilities, and it would open up the door for funding for equipment and services and things like that. And then some of the assistive technology that we suggest to students and kind of help them get funding for would be like Kurzweil, SmartPen, RocketPen, kind of different things like that. And then one of the main things we do is these individualized learning plans. And so they're customized to individual learning needs. And on the next page, I have a picture of just what it would look like. So anybody on our caseload would meet with Velda Crane, the coordinator, and they'd fill out this form to say what kind of accommodations they may need, what their disability is, how it affects them. And that information would then, with permission of the student, be shared with their main learning managers, so that everyone is aware that this student is in the class and may need special accommodations. So how to access our supports. Students can request supports through the application process. So when you apply, there's a question on the application that says, are you a student with special learning needs? And if you click yes to that, then that automatically puts you on our caseload and Velda would reach out to you. But if you did apply and you didn't click that question, that's fine. Students can self-refer at any time. So they can drop into our office and chat with any of the student support workers. And then also instructors will refer students. So if you're struggling in the class, instructors make something called an academic alert. And it's just basically letting you know kind of your status in the program, where you need to improve. And on that, they would have a referral to say, like, the students should touch base with student support services. And then we also get a copy of that and reach out to the student as well. So those are kind of the ways that you would have access to our department. And that's pretty much that. If there's any questions.
Victoria, there was a question, but I answered it. It just said, oh, there's an echo. Did anyone hear that echo?
Oh, okay, I do see it. But the time management?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for any kind of assistance with time management, if you dropped into the office, the student support workers are broken up by program. So if you popped into the office, they'd set you up with a person kind of assigned to your program, and they can see you the one time, or you can come back regularly for help with stuff like that. So
There's a
somebody had
question.
asked, what do you mean with extended test time? Sorry,
Okay,
in an
sorry.
accommodation.
No,
So that's okay. Sometimes students will have the accommodation of extended test time. So that could look like time and a half. It's really dependent on the program, but it would be extra time for test taking. And we provide extra time for test taking for some programs tests. We don't provide any extra time for assignments and things like that as an accommodation. So this academic support services and the counseling do work really closely together. We don't share information unless the student requests that we work together, but we can absolutely work together as a team. And it's lovely when that happens because it's more support for our students.
I'll just pick up where you left off there, Victoria. We do have something called Student Experience Success Teams. Okay, I don't know why this is echoing now. And so we do offer students the ability to give consent for us to speak openly with other people at the college. So that would allow us to be able to kind of wrap around the student a little bit more. So if they need some support with their academics and something in their personal life, and then maybe it's involved with admissions, we can all kind of discuss that together, but we would need your consent to be able to do that.
I see that somebody's asking about, accommodations is difficult. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were looking for academic accommodations at the West Prince. That you're looking for living accommodations. So we can provide a phone number for you to contact somebody about accommodations. There is a student support worker that goes to the West Prince campus. They'll be there for 2.5 days of the week this year coming. So for accommodations, we assist students that don't have a diagnosis. You don't have to have a diagnosis to get support from Student Support Services. So you can get accommodations without it. So you just touch base with our office and you can meet with Belle Crane and you can chat about what kind of accommodations that you may need.
Victoria. Victoria.
Yep.
I think there's a question about accommodations at Tourism and Culinary Center, which would be, there are 2 workers there, but would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, we do. We have 2 full-time staff at the Tourism and Culinary Center who are student support workers to help with any kind of accommodations for learning.
Okay, so I guess a call out for any last minute questions before we sign off. I'll just quickly answer the question about long-term planning. That if you're looking for long-term planning in terms of your academic program, like you know, the courses that you're taking and how you want to like break that down and your goals within that, then you'd be best to set up that with an academic support worker. But if you're looking at life goals, things within your life, then and goals you'd like to set personally, then you would make an appointment with a counselor.
And as for accommodations, the accommodations I'm talking about are learning accommodations for academic success. They're not living accommodations.
As far as the recording, I believe that it gets turned into a YouTube link, but I will double check with that and get back to you on whether or not it is saved. But I do believe it is saved and can be sent out later.
We don't have in Student Support Services at least a WhatsApp platform. We work one-on-one with students for any kind of academic assistance. So we don't have anything like that.
Just going to answer the question about paying for your tuition in installments. Again, I think Peggy McGinnis's email was shared there. That's who you'd have to talk to about financial payments. Okay, I think we've answered most questions about academic support, counseling services, and the health clinic. where I showed you there on the website, you can go on there and find our contact information, our email. So feel free to contact us if you have any additional questions or anything comes up after the fact, and we would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. But we do look forward to seeing everybody here in the fall. Don't hesitate to reach out to us once you're here. We're happy for you to pop in, send us an email. We'll all be here to help you on your journey and as you start your academic stage over the next little while. So like I said, reach out if you have any questions, and enjoy the last little bit of your break, and we'll see you here in a few short weeks.